to administer in one place all of Kenya's intellectual property law. The bill merges 3 existing state corporations, the Kenya Industrial Property Institute, the Kenya Copyright Board, and the Anti-Counterfeit Authority into the authority, and consolidates into a single act the substantive law on patents, utility models, industrial designs, copyright, and related rights, and also counterfeiting, which is currently spread across 3 separate acts of Parliament. So this is one of the bills that the House shall be considering to have its publication period reduced from 14 to 13. It will go through first reading, and then the respective committee shall be able to proceed on to engaging the public on that particular bill. The Tourism Amendment Bill 2026 is also yet another bill that the House shall also have its publication reduced from the 14 days as provided for in the House Standing Orders to 13 days. Remember, the House, as I had indicated earlier, is this evening proceeding on a recess, so the reduction of the publication period is to give room for the bills to also go forward in the bill process, or in the lawmaking process, that is for the committee to engage the public. This afternoon also, the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, a bill originating from the National Assembly, is lined up for consideration at the Committee of the Whole House stage. You will recall that the Speaker directed that the bill proceeds for winnowing. That is basically a process, or rather an informal process, where a committee sifts through a massive pile of proposed amendments to a bill to select only the critical and high quality or consensus driven ones for final debate. So the chairperson of finance shall have a report on that winnowing process and will inform the next. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Dr. Moses Masika Wetangula, has made his way in the House to preside over this afternoon sitting. Allow me to hand you over to this live broadcast brought to you by PBU in partnership with KBC. Good afternoon.
Takusihi utazame kwa neema nyingi sisi watumishi wako ambao umeridhika kutuita tutekeleze shughuli muhimu za jamhuri yetu. Twakuomba uteremshie baraka zako sisi tuliokutanika hapa, na utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote yatakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili utukufu na sifa zako ziendelezwe, na ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu, na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Sergeant, ring the quorum bell.
The prayer has been said and the chair taken. However, there is a quorum hitch. The Speaker has directed that the 10-minute quorum bell be rung, of course, as provided for in the House Standing Order number 34. And as we wait for the House to correct, we shall continue to take a look at the business that the members shall be transacting this afternoon. Earlier on, I had indicated to you that 2 bills are coming up for their publication period to be reduced, or to have their publication period reduced from 14 days to 13 days. That is the Kenya Intellectual Property Bill, Bill number 40 of 2026, and the Tourism Amendment Bill, Bill number 41 of 2026. The 2 bills will go through first reading and, of course, committed to the relevant committees for the committee to engage the public. Remember, the House this afternoon, once it rises after this sitting, it shall be proceeding on a 3-week recess. So that will be giving time also to some of the businesses that are conducted away from the main chamber for the committees or members to be able to consider. The Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, whose debate was concluded. On the floor of the House, there were amendments that were proposed to this particular bill, and it's a bill that is at its committee of the whole House stage consideration. The Speaker had directed that the bill be taken for winnowing. This is basically to ensure that there is efficiency and time management. Winnowing in parliamentary terms basically means an informal process where a committee sifts through a massive pile of proposed amendments to a bill to be able to select only the most critical and also ensure there is a consensus-driven agreement for the final debate on those amendments, to be able to harmonize the different amendments. It's basically a tool for efficiency and time management, especially when dealing with a highly perhaps contested piece of legislation. So this bill, in such a
honorable members, we now have quorum to transact business. Clerk.
Okay.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Take your seats, honorable members. Honorable members, is Rahab Mukami in the house? She's not. I wish to inform the House that during the extraordinary session of the Pan-African Parliament held in May 2026 in Midrand, Republic of South Africa, the Honorable Rahab Mukami MP, member of the Pan-African Parliament and who is also the member for Nyeri County, was elected as President of the Women's Caucus of the Pan-African Parliament for a 3-year term. The Women's Caucus is established under the rules of procedure of the Pan-African Parliament to advocate for gender equality, women's empowerment, and the integration of gender-sensitive legislation across the African continent. Members, this position represents a significant honor, but more importantly, a proud moment for the Republic of Kenya and a testament to the unwavering commitment of our nation to advancing women's leadership on the continental stage. Her election, therefore, places Kenya at the helm of this important continental body, and is a significant recognition of Kenya's continued commitment to promoting women's leadership and inclusion at the continental level. It also provides an opportunity to strengthen the caucus role in advancing policies that enhance women's participation in decision-making, promote economic empowerment, and foster equal representation in governance and development across Africa. Members, on my own behalf and that of the House, I extend our warmest congratulations to the Honorable Rahab Mukami on her well-deserved election. I'm confident that she will discharge the responsibilities with distinction and enhance Kenya's contribution to parliamentary democracy and diplomacy, and Continental Corporation. I urge all honorable members to accord her their full support as she undertakes this important responsibility. I thank you. Next. Yes, Majimbo, Kalasinga.
Thank you very much, Mr. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Rahab Mukami, whom I serve with in Pan-African Parliament, Midrand, is a very diligent lady carrying a Kenyan image over the globe, Mr. Speaker. So, Speaker, the position she earned, she deserves it. She's one very eloquent debater in the House, and that seat, Mr. Speaker, is a very prestigious position, holding all parliamentarians in Africa together. So, Speaker, that position is well earned, and she deserves that position because of her consistency in eloquence and debate on the floor of the House in Midland, South Africa. Mr. Speaker, as well as we speak, Mr. Speaker, South Africa has issues that we as a continent. Mr. Speaker, very important is that there are serious issues that South Africa must address for purposes of AU to do well, Mr. Speaker. That should be addressed as nations. And Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me. And this Majimbo Kalasinga, the Speaker holds a position in the Transport Committee as a rapporteur, the Speaker, on behalf of Africa as a whole and Kenya. Those two positions are given to Kenya, and we have it in our National Assembly, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, and may God bless that lady to work well, Honorable Rahab Mukami, Member of Parliament for Nyeri.
Thank you. Honorable members, allow me to acknowledge in the Speaker's gallery Lenana School from Dagoret South, Nairobi. And Kasarani School for the Deaf from Kasarani, Nairobi. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. KJ, 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I must appreciate this opportunity. In the Speaker's Gallery today, we have an esteemed institution in this republic, an institution that started out in a corner of our constituency that has a great history. The name Lenana is a great name in this country. Senior Chief Lenana has a great heritage, but more so, the institution that was built under his name, known as the Duke of York, and today known as Lenana School, is a premier institution not only in our constituency, but also in the country. Mr. Speaker, progressively, Lenana School has grown not only to have a primary school by the name Lenana School Primary, but we're in the process of even bringing more institutions within the 250 acres that the school sits in, so that we get Lenana School girls, and we also get a comprehensive entity out of this great institution that speaks to their motto, which says nothing but the best. Mr. Speaker, the gentlemen you see in the gallery are the finest in our country, and I want to welcome them to the House of Parliament. As their Member of Parliament, I must say that this is a premier institution in our country, and we welcome them to observe the proceedings of the House, and they shall see what we do this House for the welfare of society and the just government of the people. I want to say, nihil praeta optimum. It means nothing but the best. It is the motto of this great institution. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We also have, and I would ask members, if you would allow me, Mr. Speaker, to acknowledge them in a language that they understand, members from Lanas from Kasarani, who we welcome to observe, so that they can observe the proceedings of the House. This is a House that is very conscious of all the communities in our country, up to and including those who have special needs, and I want to welcome them to observe the proceedings of this House. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. You've spoken for all of us with our special bias to Lenana. Next. Yes, Tongoyo.
Whether we have changed our norms of welcoming and appreciating our guests to waverings.
You are certainly, Chairman, not following. I think Memusi was distracting you. It is Kasarani School for the Deaf. And that was an acknowledgement in sign language. Next.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, thus the 2nd July 2026. The Budapest Convention of Cybercrime and Explanatory Memorandum from the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs. Number 2, the SACCO Supervision Annual Report for 2024 from the SACCO Societies Regulatory Authorities, SASRA, and 3, reports of the Auditor General and financial statement for the years ended 30th June 2021, 30th June 2022, 30th June 2023, 30th June 2024, and 30th June 2025, and the certificates therein in respect of the following. 1, AIC Nzeluni Girls Secondary School. 2, Bishop Okring Kemuneru ACK Secondary School. 3, Kangara Secondary School. 4, Jomvu Girls Secondary School. 5, Karamugi Girls Secondary School. 6, Kekonge Boys High School. 7, Kibirishia Boys Secondary School. 8, Kwanza Girls High School. 9, Makuri Girls Secondary School. And 10, Marimanti Girls Secondary School. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I lay.
Thank you, Naomi. Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations. Bashir.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of this House. Today, Thursday, 2nd July 2026. Report of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations on its 1, participation in the 39th African Union Summit held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia from 11th to 15th February 2026, and 2, inspection visits to the Kenyan diplomatic missions in the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Republic of Botswana conducted from the 24th to 28th November 2025. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman, Departmental Committee on Energy.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Thursday, 2nd July 2026. The report of the Departmental Committee on Energy on its consideration of 1, sessional paper number 4 of 2026 on the National Petroleum Policy, and 2, sessional paper number 5 of 2026 on the National Energy Policy. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Chairperson. Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning. Kimani? Who is here for him? Next order. Is Kimani around?
Yes.
Kimani, who is keeping you busy?
He's cancelled. He's working.
I'm representing Musa.
He's cancelled.
I'm his personal aide. I was guiding him.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Thursday, the 2nd of July 2026. The report on the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on the harmonization of the proposed amendments to the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2026. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations, Bashir.
Honorable Speaker, these are notices of motion on inspection visit to Kenya Republic missions in the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Republic of Botswana from 24th to 28th November 2025. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion that this House adopts the report of the Honorable Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations in its inspection visit to Kenya Republic missions in the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Republic of Botswana from the 24th to 28th November 2025, laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 2nd July 2026. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Energy, Aramat.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House adopt the report of the Departmental Committee on Energy on its consideration of sessional paper number 4 of 2026 on national petroleum policy, laid on the table of this House on Thursday, 2nd July 2026, and approve sessional paper number 4 of 2026 on the national petroleum policy. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice to the following motion, that the House adopt the report of the Departmental Committee on Energy on its consideration of sessional paper number 5 of 2026 on the national energy policy, laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 2nd July 2026, and approves sessional paper number 5 of 2026 on the national energy policy. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Aramat. Honorable members in the public gallery, I acknowledge Kibugat Senior School from Bureti, Kericho, Kapchelunkuni School from Mogotio, Baringo, Murigi School from Chuka, Igambangombe, Tarakanithi, and Gwaka School from Bere, North Embu. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Honorable members, we have, being the last day to start our recess, I have directed the clerk, and he has obliged to load all the statements that were pending. So I have a total of 14, and I'm sure some of you will pop up with those that are not on my list. So when I give you an opportunity to present your statements, are all requests, read eloquently and quickly, so that we can be able to move faster. I have been requested by 3 members who say they have urgent matters to attend to, so let me give them priority. Women Rep Busia.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Request for a statement on the employment and gratuity status of universal health coverage health workers. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health regarding the welfare and employment and gratuity status of universal health coverage UHC health workers in the country. Honorable Speaker, approximately 7,414 frontline health workers working across the country are indispensable in supplementing the public health workforce. The UHC health workers were engaged by the national government in collaboration with country governments during the COVID-19 pandemic and have continued to render services across all the counties under the Universal Health Coverage Program. These workers work on temporary contracts, earning a flat monthly stipend of 50,000 Kenya shillings, while their counterparts engaged by the county governments performing similar duties earn over 100,000 Kenya shillings, a disparity inconsistent with best labor practices and guidelines by the Salaries and Remuneration Commission. The remuneration of UHC health workers is covered by the national government through conditional grants, which have severally been delayed, leading to repeated strikes that disrupt provision of health care services. Additionally, all contracts for the UHC workers expired on 30th June 2026, creating an urgent employment crisis that demands immediate attention. There are also concerns that the gratuity for the UHC health workers has neither been computed nor set aside in national or county pension schemes, exposing the affected health workers to uncertainty. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health on the following. 1, measures put in place by the Ministry of Health in collaboration with the Council of Governors to ensure that 7,414 UHC health workers are absorbed into permanent and pensionable employment terms effective 1st July 2026. 2, confirmation that the national government has embedded 8.9 billion conditional grants necessary to finance the payroll for UHC workers upon transitioning to counties in FY 2026/2027. 3, the policy guidelines by the Ministry of Health on standardization of the wages between UHC contract health workers and the permanently employed county health workers so as to address wage disparity and ensure equitable salary structures for the transitioned UHC health workers. And finally, the steps being taken to compute and ring-fence into approved pension schemes the 30% service gratuity due to the UHC health workers for the period of service from 2020 during COVID-19 pandemic until the expiry of their contracts on 30th June 2026. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Cynthia Muge.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the deplorable condition of Rivertex Kipkaren River Road, particularly the section that is traversing Mosop constituency. Honorable Speaker, the Rivertex Kipkaren River Road is a critical transport corridor serving thousands of residents, farmers, traders, students, and other road users, and it's connecting Nandi, Uasin Gishu, Kakamega, and Trans Nzoia counties, and even beyond. Like other roads, it is expected that the road is subject to routine maintenance works necessary to ensure that the surface remains motorable. That includes clearing side bushes, the drainage maintenance, and other works necessary for its safe and efficient use. However, Honorable Speaker, despite the existence of a routine maintenance contract, the said road has been left in a state of neglect with the encroachment of overgrown bushes onto the road reserve that have significantly reduced visibility for motorists, cyclists, and even pedestrians, Honorable Speaker. The poorly maintained drainage systems that have also resulted in the deterioration of the road, and it has caused a lot of accidents. The poor state of the road has occasioned numerous traffic accidents, Honorable Speaker. It has delayed transportation and has exposed road users to unnecessary danger and rules. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following issues. 1, an explanation on why the Rivertex Kipkaren Road, particularly the section traversing Mosop constituency, has not been routinely maintained despite the existence of the valid maintenance contract. Number 2, Honorable Speaker, the details of the routine maintenance works contract for the road, specifying the identity of the currently assigned contractor, the contract sum and duration and the specific maintenance activities the contractor is obligated to undertake vis-a-vis the activities, if there are any, Honorable Speaker. The oversight mechanisms by the ministry to monitor the contractor's performance and the reasons for the failure to address apparent negligence of bush clearance and drainage maintenance. 4, Honorable Speaker, the immediate measures that the ministry plans to undertake to clear the overgrown bushes, restore the drainage system, and enhance road safety to prevent further accidents along the road. And lastly, the long-term measures that the ministry intends to implement so that we can guarantee proper supervision of the routine maintenance contract and also ensure that the road is maintained to the required standards. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Kapchai.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning regarding the alleged fraudulent withdrawal of funds from Unibrain Industries Limited account at Absa Bank. Honorable Speaker, Unibrain Industries Limited is and has been at all material times the holder of an account number indicated there, maintained at Absa Bank, Bunyala branch. The account was used for the company's business operations with its director, Mr. Oscar Makoha, as the registered subscriber of the mobile number indicated there, Mr. Speaker, linked to the account for mobile banking notifications, transactions, alerts, and a one-time password OTP, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on or about 12th February 2026, Absa Bank unilateral deactivated the company's mobile banking applications without prior notice, completely hindering access to the account. On that same date, the director registered a mobile line suffered a total connectivity failure, rendering him unable to make or receive calls or receive texts, messages, and access mobile data services. During this window of inaccessibility, a total sum of Kenya shillings 9,694,365.04, Mr. Speaker, is alleged to have been fraudulently withdrawn from the company's account number indicated there without the company's knowledge or the authorization, despite lodging formal complaints with the bank, reporting the matter to Kitengela police station under obis given there, and making numerous follow-ups. The company has to date, Mr. Speaker, received no satisfactory explanations regarding the circumstances of the unauthorized withdrawal, not any adequate update and investigation, Mr. Speaker, or recovery of the funds. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on the following. 1, the status of investigations into the fraudulent withdrawals of 9,695,365 shillings and 4 cents from Unibrain Industries Limited Absa Bank account, and the actions and internal investigations taken by the bank on the incident, Mr. Speaker. 2, the steps taken by the bank and relevant investigations authorities to trace transactions relating to the fraudulent withdrawal, the details of beneficiary accounts, authorizations from the transfers, and the measures in place to to ensure recovery or compensation for the loss suffered, including timelines for the actions. 3, Mr. Speaker, the measures by the Central Bank of Kenya to oblige the banks to adhere to the statutory and fiduciary duty of the care in safeguarding customers and fines customers' funds, preventing unauthorized transactions, and protecting the account holders from fraud facilitated through a unilateral disruptions of mobile banking service. And finally, Mr. Speaker, the broader regulatory framework governing bank customers recourse of increase of unauthorized accounts access, and whether existing consumer protections mechanisms are adequate to adhere to the scale and manner of loss suffered in this case. I humbly thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Yes, actually, honorable members, the statements requested by Omanyo, Scindia, and Kalasinga, the chairman responsible bring responses the first week after recess. George Murugara.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is a request for a statement regarding the circumstances that led to the arrest and subsequent release of a suspect by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the circumstances that led to the arrest and subsequent release of a specified suspect by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. Honorable Speaker, on the 7th of January 2025, Mr. Eric Matakwa Okeno of ID number 30 lodged a complaint with the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, the DCI, in Nairobi concerning an alleged land fraud to property number CR 51563 situated in Kekambala area, Kilifi County. The property, which forms part of the estate of the late Miss Rosemary Akinyi Okeno, was allegedly fraudulently transferred to Mr. James Ovid Sugars Yap. Following the complaint, the DCI undertook investigations and forwarded the file to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions for review, advice, and further action. Upon consideration of the file, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions recommended that the suspect, Mr. Farouk Omar Mzee, be arrested and charged. On the 2nd April 2026, Mr. Farouk Omar Mzee was arrested but was reportedly released on the same day without being charged before a court of law. The circumstances surrounding this release remain unclear. This has raised concern amongst the family of the late Miss Rosemary Akinyi Okeno, who fear that the delay or failure to prosecute the matter may frustrate the course of justice and deny the estate legal redress. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. Number one, the circumstances under which the suspect was released by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations on 2nd April 2026. Number two, the status of investigations into the alleged fraudulent transfer of property known as CR 51563 situated in Kekambala, Kilifi County. Number three, the failure of the DCI to consult with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions and the complainant on the matter before the release. Number four, the status of the matter and the failure to rearrest and charge the suspect in court. And number 5, the timeline that the DCI is expected to execute the arrest and produce the suspect to the ODPP for arraignment in the court. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
When do you bring a response? We already overloaded you for the first week, second week after recess.
Most obliged.
Lynette Chepkorir Toto.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to request for a statement regarding the rising cases of Bomet vehicle theft. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the rising cases of motor vehicle theft in Bomet County. Honorable Speaker, motor vehicle theft has emerged as a serious security concern in Bomet County, causing significant financial losses and emotional distress to residents, transport operators, businesses, and vehicle owners. In the recent past, several motor vehicle theft, majorly regarding Toyota Probox models, have been reported across the county, including the recent theft of motor vehicle registration number KDR 855S, KAU 604Y, among others, in Bomet Town in June 2026. These incidents have heightened fear among residents and raised concerns regarding the effectiveness of measures put in place to prevent vehicle theft and facilitate the recovery of stolen vehicles. The continued occurrence of these incidents point to possibly weaknesses in surveillance, intelligence, gathering, and coordination among security agencies. There are also concerns that organized criminal syndicates may be operating within the region and neighboring counties, thereby complicating tracing and recovery efforts by law enforcement agencies. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security to apprise his House on the following issues. Number 1, the number of motor vehicles reported stolen in Bomet County since January 2026, indicating the number of recovered, those still missing, and the current status of investigation into each reported cases. Number 2, the measures being undertaken by the police, National Police Service, and other relevant security agencies to prevent motor vehicle theft and improve recovery rates, particularly in Bomet County. Number 3, confirmation on whether investigation have established the existence of organized vehicle theft syndicates operating within Bomet County and neighboring counties, and if so, the action taken to dismantle such criminal networks. Number 3, number of arrests, prosecution, and conviction relating to motor vehicle theft offenses in Bomet County over the last 2 years, and whether they have yielded any recoveries. And number 5, the measures the ministry is putting in place to strengthen surveillance, intelligence, gathering, inter-county security coordination, the deployment of modern vehicle technologies to combat motor vehicle theft, and the safety of motorists in Bomet County and other parts of the county. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. When can you? 2 weeks after we resume.
Same with the Murugaras.
Thank you. Susan Kiamba. Sorry, yes, Mandazi? Just hold on, Susan. Take your seat. Honorable Mandazi.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wanted to
joyride.
Yes, to joyride on the matter that has been brought to the House by Honorable Toto. And truly, Honorable Speaker, the issue of car theft in Bomet County has become rampant, and we'll call upon all the security agencies and the investigative agencies to take action, because people are losing cars worth several amounts of money. Having said so, Honorable Speaker, but permit me to send a message of condolences.
In Bomet villages or Bomet town?
Bomet town and villages around Bomet. I mean Sotik, Kaplong, Mulot. Several car theft issues have been witnessed for the past 3 or 4 years. And that is why we call upon the security agencies and anyone that is concerned to take action, do investigation, and anyone who has been caught doing that, Honorable Speaker, should be taken to court and be jailed. Having said so, Honorable Speaker, additionally, permit me to send my message of condolences. Waking up to this morning, Honorable Speaker, members of Chepalungu constituency, and specifically Kimatisio village, lost 3 young ones to a fire incident. This is a case, Honorable Speaker, that occurred during the night, and the children were sleeping in one separate room, and the parents were sleeping in another separate room. This, Honorable Speaker, calls for action and investigation has to be done. And upon the completion of this investigation, Honorable Speaker, our parents should be called upon that they be responsible, that we be responsible parents, Honorable Speaker, and we should not leave young ones sleeping alone in their rooms, Honorable Speaker. And even while we take our children to church, while we take our children to swimming pool, this is a call that each and every parent should be able to take parenthood as a very serious matter, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to condole with the family of Boniface from Kimatisho village and all the people of Chepalungu constituency. I condole with you due to the loss of these 3 young ones. Honorable Speaker, it's a 7-year-old boy and a set of twins, a girl and a boy, 6 years old. All the 3 were schooling in St. Mary's, day and boarding. I also send message of condolences to the school of St. Mary's, day and boarding, that is in Bomet County, Chepalungu constituency. Permit me, Honorable Speaker, to condole with the family. Thank you.
Thank you. Susan Kiamba, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to request for a statement regarding the dismissal of pregnant police recruits from Kiganjo Police Station, College. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 442C, I raise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the dismissal of 18 female police recruits from Kiganjo Police Training College on account of pregnancy. Honorable Speaker, in May 2026, the National Police Service confirmed that 18 recruits had been discontinued from the basic recruit training course for being pregnant. While the police service indicated that the recruits were discontinued on account of pregnancy, the circumstances under which the pregnancies occurred, including whether the recruits became pregnant before reporting for training or during training period, remains unclear. Equally unclear is the legal, regulatory, or policy framework upon which the decision to discontinue the affected recruits was based. Honorable Speaker, Article 27 of the Constitution entitles women and men to equal treatment, including to equal opportunities. The dismissal of female recruits solemnly on the basis of pregnancy has therefore raised legitimate public concern regarding compliance with the Constitution, existing labor laws, and the principles of fair administrative action. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security to appraise this House on the following. 1, the legal, regulatory, or policy framework that provides for the discontinuation of recruits from the basic recruit training course at Kiganjo Police Training on account of pregnancy. 2, a report on the procedures followed before the decision to discontinue the affected recruits, the date of dismissal, and the officers responsible for making or approving the decision, and whether the affected recruits were accorded a fair administrative process. 3, measures and the policy reforms in place to ensure that female recruits to the disciplined forces found to be pregnant after recruitment rejoin training after postmortem. And 4, measures being undertaken to ensure that recruitment, training and disciplinary processes by the National Police Force comply with the constitutional principles of equality, non-discrimination, and a fair administrative action, particularly in regard to pregnancy. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Susan. Tongoyo.
Speaker, considering that I've got a lot of backlog, ask kindly you allow me to do the third week.
Okay.
Nevertheless, Honorable Speaker, I don't want to preempt the response, but it's a given fact, Honorable Speaker, on the issue of pregnancy, that anybody, the pregnant recruit cannot withstand a vigorous training in these barracks. And it is a prerequisite, of course, that during the vetting, the recruitment, there is one condition that they should not be pregnant. And nevertheless, I will still bring the response.
Thank
you, Mr. Speaker. I want to enjoy right on this. The chairman has said actually that they should be vetting before recruitment. So my question is, during recruitment, was proper pregnancy examination? And then what happened after 5 months? If the vetting was done and you were actually recruited, what happened after that? Was DNA done? And who was responsible? So, Mr. Speaker, there should be a mechanism also of reinstating these girls back to college, because maybe it was not a problem of their own making. Thank you.
Tongoyo, umesikia hiyo? Yes.
I don't want to preempt.
Dr. Bukose, let's hear Dr.
Okay.
Bukose first.
Honorable Speaker, I don't want to preempt what the chair would say, but I thought it would be premature to ask unless we get the report, then we can be able to discuss. Because normally during recruitment, all the female candidates normally undergo pregnancy test. And even when they report in the college, they also undergo pregnancy test. So another one. So let's wait for the report to find out whether they were dismissed after the second pregnancy test or what happened. So I think we should not put the chair into answering a preemptive question.
Yes, Julius Olesunguli. You are a former police minister.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised, Mr. Speaker, that I hope the honorable members then understand that the police and the army are called disciplined forces. And usually it is taken that pregnancy is an act of indiscipline. So, Mr. Speaker, I think the only question that that remains is to answer.
Yes, Rueda.
I was on a point of.
Hold on, Julius.
I might finish and then she can speak, Mr. Speaker, if you don't mind.
Okay, you finish. Then
Niko kwa hoja ya nidhamu. Niko kwa hoja ya nidhamu.
Let me finish and then she can.
Mama Roeda, ngoja amalize ndio umshambulie.
The issue, Mr.
Julius, take your seat.
No.
Julius, take your seat. Yes, Mama Roeda.
Je, mbunge mwenzangu anasema
Your mic is not working.
Kupata. Je, ni haki mbunge mwenzangu kusema kupata mimba ni ukosefu wa adabu? Yeye angezaliwa kama siyo mimba? Naomba sahihi atoe hiyo. Atoe hiyo kabisa. Kuzaliwa, kuzaa nje ya ndoa labda, lakini watu wengi wanazaa ndani ya ndoa, na kuzaa ni haki. Na kwa mwanamke azai peke yake ni watu wawili, mbona wale wengine hawachishwi kazi au hawakosi kazi? Na si ugonjwa.
Yes, Elijah.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think the most important thing here that is really out of order is that when indeed there are discipline forces. So does it mean when now ladies and gentlemen have joined the forces, if indeed they have pregnant themselves inside there, both the man and the woman, either go home or they are told to get married and continue with their work, Mr. Speaker. But you cannot say a woman will be chased out, and at that time I know she will not even be able to identify. Maybe it's even the boss himself. So what happens, Mr. Speaker, to that case?
Julius, finish up.
It's unfair so that my message is not truncated. I say that it is part of the rules that is the case. But the question asked by Honorable Nyenze will answer this question, because some of these pregnancies do not happen between the recruits themselves. They happen between the recruits and instructors or some visitors who go there. But once you choose to be pregnant, you can also be recruited as a teacher.
Julius, yes, Elijah?
You know, the challenge I'm facing with my senior is that maybe it's because of his culture, of his community. You cannot say a woman chose to be pregnant, Mr. Speaker. No woman chooses. It is a matter of you, a man and a woman, who have decided in God's eyes you want to have a child. So how do I choose? How?
What happens if a woman chooses and finds a man to make her pregnant?
Mr. Speaker, that man who decides to give his eggs must be responsible, because there's no egg that God gives you to just come and give a child wingle in challenges of this life, Mr. Speaker. No, that is wrong.
Yes, Pasares, what is it?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think we need to address something, that when they go for training, if it's not allowed for you to be pregnant, and you know that women will engage in sex and they will get pregnant, why not put them on a family planning option throughout the training? Why not invest in commodities, give them family planning so they can have their sex, but they will not get pregnant? Family planning works 99% of the time. But if it doesn't work, then she cannot continue the pregnancy because the child might be harmed, but she should be allowed to come back after she's delivered to continue with the training. Let us just be civilized. At the end of the day, and the member who was saying women get pregnant on their own, I want him to know that his entire constituency, probably 70% of the women who are going to vote for you are single mothers. Yeah. So they're your voters, and you need to retract. Because at the end of the day, when we get pregnant, you know, men are so irresponsible, Mr. Speaker. Let us just go there. At the end of the day, when you have sex and you're going to make a woman pregnant, the consequence of sex is a woman getting pregnant. So if you want to enjoy a woman, enjoy the child. And also those deadbeat fathers, can you please also take responsibility? Those children are yours. You say you want sons to give them a good name, and then you're here not defending the right of the woman to have the child, your child. It is your sperm that swam in her and got her egg, and then you got a child, and the child looks like you, and you don't want to maintain that child. So let us be civilized. Mtoto ni wenyu.
Yes, Morogara.
Thank you. Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I don't agree with Honorable Pasaris that men are irresponsible. I don't. Because we believe we are responsible. And the old adage goes, it takes two, either to tango or to tumble, whichever. It takes two. Therefore, the responsibility is on the two. But this society goes as regards recruits. And I'm not speaking for the police, and I'm not trying to answer the question by Honorable Kiamba. The truth is, on the day of recruitment, they are made to state on the forms whether they are, that's the ladies, they are expectant or not. So she answers no, and she's admitted into the college. That is where the pregnancy test is done. And the problem with it is sometimes it may be too early to detect it. So the first one may turn out to be negative. After a second one, which is done about 4 or 5 months, it turns out to be positive. And this is And sorry, and this is the reason.
Honorable Morugara, when I last checked, you are not a Gaina.
I am not. I'm speaking absolutely from what I know. I have brothers and sisters who are in the police force, so I follow very closely. Two brothers and a sister, so they're three. So this is how it goes. Once it is detected, then that's when they say, now you have to leave the college. But again, what happens at Kiganjo is so strict unless it has changed, that number one, the male and the females hardly ever meet. Number two, the seniors are highly prohibited from meeting the female recruits. But if that happens, it is the discipline. And if any of them, whether a man or a woman, is detected to have breached those rules, they are liable to the same consequences. It is not just the lady, but also the man who is responsible.
Thank you. Yes.
Honorable Speaker, I know members have ventilated on this, and of course we are going to come with a response. But I think members have really tried to respond or to give the answers, especially even our new Gaina here. But it's true, normally, Honorable Speaker, in the early stages, we may be able to get what we call a false negative. So I will call the members to maybe to stop at this. I mean, maybe your guidance. We'll come with a response. But again, we Honorable Speaker, some rumors from newspapers. They could as well be rumors, Honorable Speaker. Call upon my colleagues to wait for the response so that maybe probably they can be.
Go to Stephen Mogaka. Wakili.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me to make a request for a statement regarding provision of comprehensive medical insurance cover for retired prison officers. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the provision of comprehensive medical insurance cover for retired prison officers. Honorable Speaker, prison officers dedicate their productive life, their productive years to service and to protect the nation under demanding and often high-risk conditions. These services significantly contributes to the maintenance of law and order, rehabilitation of offenders, and the overall scrutiny of our overall security of our country. Despite their invaluable contribution, many retired prison officers face immense challenges in accessing affordable and quality health care upon retirement. Currently, Mr. Speaker, retired prison officers are excluded from comprehensive medical insurance. As a result, many of them, together with their dependents, struggle to access essential health care services, thereby exposing them to financial hardship and compromising their dignity as well as well-being. This situation, Mr. Speaker, is concerning given the nature of prison service, which exposes officers to occupational risks, stressful working conditions, and long-term health complications. The absence of adequate post-retirement medical cover undermines the welfare of retired officers who have served this country very diligently. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. Number one, a confirmation of the existence of a medical insurance cover for for retired prison officers and their dependents, and if so, the reasons for the failure to facilitate their access to such facilities. Number two, the measures being taken by the government to establish a comprehensive medical insurance scheme for retired prison officers and their families and dependents, the dependents of these disciplined service officers. And finally, Mr. Speaker, the timelines the timelines within which the government intends to address the healthcare needs and welfare of retired prison officers and their dependents. Mr. Speaker, I ask for this statement when I am burying my own auntie this weekend, who is a retired prison officer and who has been struggling in a hospital, and it is therefore imperative that the relevant departmental committee, which may also include Justice and Legal Affairs, the correctional services fall in, Mr. Speaker, they come with a response to at least address these senior citizens. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Prisons fall under Murugara, or? So we misdirected it. Yes, Murugara.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Speaker, give us the first week when we resume, because they may not have much to respond to, but we confirm that medical scheme as they serve are in place, 2 of them, but we also have to consider what he has asked about, which is post. Thank you very much.
Yes, Tongoyo.
I know it's a very good Honorable Speaker, because of course it is from this parliament that the prisons were taken to JLAC. But if I'm not wrong, Honorable Speaker, the insurance is still together with NPS. Yes. The only function or that is remain with NPS is the insurance. It's not really transferred to JLAC.
So the 2 committees look at the issue and bring a joint statement. Honorable members in the Speaker's Gallery, I acknowledge Kikima Senior School from Booni Makueni, Mary Immaculate School from Kiambu Town, Kiambu, and in the public gallery, we have Twale Junior School from Tigania West Meru, and St. Peter's Mumias School from Mumias West Kakamega. Yes, Rindigere?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Tigania West is my immediate neighbor. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all the students who are visiting Parliament today, and to let you know that this is where all elected members of Parliament sit to make laws in this country. We are so excited to have you here, courtesy of our Speaker. The Speaker is like the principal that you have in school. We all obey him, and I want to take this to obey your principals, obey your parents, because they are modeling you to become good citizens of this country. You are sitting there as a potential engineer, as a potential doctor, a potential member of Parliament, and a potential strong speaker. So we want to take this opportunity to tell you, please, just make the observation, and what you see here, go and practice this out there. We expect to see you in the future in this Parliament. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mengit.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to make a request for statement regarding the impact of failed rains on crop production and food security in the North Rift region. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request and from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock regarding the impact of the prolonged dry spell on crop production and food security in the North Rift region. Honorable Speaker, the North Rift region comprising, among others, Nandi, Uasin Gishu, Trans Nzoia, Elgeyo Marakwet counties contribute significantly to the country's food crop production. At the onset of long rain season, farmers across the North Rift region planted maize crops in anticipation of favorable weather conditions. However, the region has since experienced a prolonged dry spell during the critical stages of crop growth, resulting in widespread crops and a risk of significant yield losses. This is exacerbated by reported and delays in distribution of subsidized top-dressing fertilizer, which is expected to adversely affect crop production. The situation has raised concerns across the region, household incomes, stability of food prices, and food security in the country. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock on the a report by the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Department on the extent of crop damage and projected reduction in maize and other food crop yields in the North Rift region. The anticipated impact of the projected production shortfall on national food security, strategic grain reserves, and the prices of staple foods. Number two, reasons for the reported shortages and delays in distribution of subsidized top-dressing fertilizer and actions taken to ensure timely and adequate supply of fertilizer. Number three, the measures being undertaken by the ministry to support affected farmers, including the provision of drought mitigation measures, crop insurance, support and access to subsidized and affordable farm inputs. And finally, the long-term strategies being implemented by the ministry to strengthen climate resilience in the agricultural sector, including investment in irrigation infrastructure and promotion of sustainable agricultural production in the country. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Chair Agriculture. Any member of the committee? Justice, are you a member?
Yes, please.
Bring a response within the first week after recess.
Much obliged, Honorable Speaker, but since it's a fairly weighty matter, I was requesting that we bring an answer the second week after recess so that we can get enough time.
So be it.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Daniel Manduku, Nyaribari Masaba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Request for statement regarding the disappearance of 2 Kenyan citizens in the Russian Federation. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 44.2c, I wish to request for statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations regarding disappearance of 2 Kenyan citizens in the Russian Federation. Honorable Speaker, Mr. Frank Anyono Mare, holder of passport number that and ID number that, and Mr. Kevin Momanyi Onderi, holder of ID number that, departed Kenya for the Russian Federation on the 20th of October 2025. According to information provided by the respective families, the last communication with the 2 individuals was on the 4th of December 2025. Since that date, the families have neither heard from them nor established contact with them, and their whereabouts remain unknown. Disappearance have raised serious concerns regarding their safety and welfare. Further, the prolonged loss of communication has caused immense anxiety, distress, and uncertainty to their families. Honorable Speaker, it's against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations on the following. 1, a report on the whereabouts of Mr. Frank Anyona Omare and Mr. Kevin Momanyi Onderi, including the measures taken by the government through the Kenyan Embassy in the Russian Federation to establish their place of residence and employment status. Number 2, the measures being taken by the government to safeguard the welfare of Kenyan citizens residing, working, or studying abroad, including protocols in place to assist those who are reported missing or in distress. And number 3, the measures put in place to strengthen the monitoring, protection, and consular support for Kenyans living abroad, particularly those traveling for employment or other engagements in unfamiliar jurisdictions. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Bashir, this is to your committee. When can you bring a response?
Honorable Speaker, we'll be able to bring a response within the first 2 weeks upon reception from recess.
Thank you. Tungule Kazungu. Honorable Tungule Kazungu. Question, statement dropped. Edith Nyenze, Kitui West.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to request for a statement regarding delayed repair and maintenance of electricity transformers in Kitui West constituency. Honorable Speaker, first word to the provisions of Standing Order number 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of Departmental Committee on Energy regarding delayed repair and maintenance of electricity transformers in Kitui West constituency. Honorable Speaker, residents of Kitui West constituency, particularly those in Nyuani community, Kadhuma, Zemeli, Kwamboya, Mutonga, Kabo, Kilimo, Ngune, Kataa, Ebuliamu, Komu, Kwa Nyingi, Ilakomotuta, and Sangala primary school have endured prolonged power outages for several months following the breakdown of electricity transformers serving them. In addition, the prolonged delay in repair and maintenance of the faulty transformers has resulted in socioeconomic challenges. For instance, learning institutions are unable to effectively utilize digital learning facilities, thereby compromising the quality of education. Health facilities are unable to operate essential medical equipments, preserve vaccines and medicines, or provide adequate lighting for the delivery of health care services. Despite numerous reports made to the Kenya Power and Lighting Company regional office in Kitui Town, no meaningful action has taken place to repair or replace the affected transformers. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy on the following. Number 1, a report on status of transformers serving these communities: Nyuane, Kadhuma, Zemeli, Kwamboya, Mutonga, Kabo Primary School, Kilimo Dispensary, Nyuani Primary School, Ebuliamu, Kataa, Komo Village, Kwa Nyingi, Ilakomututa Secondary School, and Sangala Primary School areas, including the dates when faults in respect of transformers were to the timelines within which transformers were best to electricity supply in those areas. Number 3, measures put in place to provide alternative electricity supply to the affected areas, and actions taken to ensure regular maintenance of rural electricity infrastructure, including improving of response time for transformer failures across the Kitui. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, Makali Mulu. You want to joyride?
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, thank you so much. I just want to say one or two things, Honorable Speaker. First of all, is to thank Honorable Nyenze for raising this matter, Honorable Speaker, because it's also happening in my constituency. Honorable Speaker, I think this war between REREC and Kenya Power is what is causing all this problem. We have transformers which are installed by REREC, and when you call the Kenya Power people to come and connect people to power, they say they are not aware of those transformers, that they have not captured them in their system. But you know, Honorable Speaker, at the end of the day, what Kenyans want is just power. They don't care who provides that power. I think even as this answer has been provided, Honorable Speaker, would be important for the committee concerned to have both Kenya Power and RELEC to confirm that they are working as a team. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, just to inform you that yesterday when the Honorable Wangari was sitting in your place, this question of faulty generators, transformers, was raised by the Honorable Tonui, and that it was the members were really concerned. There was a big, there were a lot of reactions on that. And I think that this requires a very, very comprehensive answer, including asking the minister himself to come to the House.
Thank you. Yes, Julius.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Actually, as the way put by members, we really face a lot of challenge as a country on the aspect of delivery of power connectivity. The other big question that need to be answered, or who should be procuring the meters between REREC and Kenya Power, because the biggest challenge and problem we have now is not only construction of poles and wires, it is the actual of power to the households for the purpose of finishing up the process for value for money. So if call upon here, the biggest question ought to be answered now is availability of meters. There have been a question of who is to procure, and it has derailed. Now we have projects which have been constructed. It is not completed because there is absence of meters in the country completely. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what we need to do is the minister the CS should be asked. REREC builds electricity in the rural area. After doing the Kenya Power has to take over and ensure there is maintenance, there is connection, and everyone has electricity. But what is happening, Mr. Speaker, today the fight between REREC and Kenya Power is beyond the consumer. And you find many a times and even when you see the quotations, if you go to Kenya Power and ask for a quotation that you need electricity, the amount you is so high that you find a client who was going to pay them even per month 3 million cannot even connect, Mr. Speaker. So we have to first deal with what is the challenge between the two institutions and what is this power fight that they have. Then now we go to how we assist Kenyans in getting light, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would also want to join my colleagues. There is a big problem with REREC, and there is lack of clarity in explanation. A situation whereby, Honorable Speaker, there was 10 million, which was in the last financial year, that electricity was to be supplied in specific points in Karachuonyo constituency, and particularly the markets where I represent the women in empowerment. And remember, in the rural areas, Honorable Speaker, the women concentrate on the late hours, whereby some of the market operations, they have to sell their goods mostly from 4 going onwards. There is this problem of matching fund. I've visited the PS office, and the question is, they're not giving me adequate solution. Officers had been sent on the ground, Honorable Speaker. Designs have been done, and I'd even told them and advised, I don't even need this matching fund. I only want them to sample out what is enough or adequate for 10 million. Kibiri Ward, Kandiege Market, and other markets, the fund is there. They are still talking of, I wait for matching fund. Honorable Speaker, I don't need matching fund. I want them to utilize the 10 million. I think it is critical that REREC should not take us for a ride. I agree. The departmental committee should speed up so that we are not entertained with issues of wait for matching fund. What is available should be utilized, Honorable Speaker. Kandiege is suffering. Karachuonyo is suffering. The markets are suffering. I call for speedy action. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
We'll stop there on that. Chair Energy. Chair Energy, I thought there was a vice chair somewhere. Leadership. Yes, because you are the pretender to the throne.
I'm sitting in for the majority.
and I'll be able to convey the message.
That they bring a response third week after recess.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
All statement number 9, Honorable Kibagendi had indicated that we the order paper is not today. Dr. Joyce Bensouda, Homa Bay County.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to request for statement regarding the implementation of gender-responsive and child-sensitive budgeting in the financial year 2026-2027 budget. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the Standing Orders 44-2C, I wish to request for the statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning regarding the implementation of gender-responsive budgeting and child-sensitive budgeting in the financial year 2026-2027 budget. Honorable Speaker, the National Treasury has over the last 4 years consistently issued budget review and outlook papers and budget circulars directing ministries, departmental and agencies to mainstream gender-responsive budgeting and child-sensitive budgeting in the planning and budgeting process. This measure are intended to promote gender equality, safeguard the rights and welfare of the children, and ensure equitable allocation of public resources across all sectors. Despite these policy commitments, concerns have persisted regarding the extent to which this policy commitment, the extent to which these budgeting approaches have been integrated into the current budget, as well as the continued delay in developing and operationalizing the implementation, monitoring, and reporting guidance necessary to support their effective execution. Honorable Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on the following. A report on the extent of integration of gender-responsive and child-sensitive budgeting from the financial 2026-2027 budget and the midterm expenditure framework, including the performance indicators and mechanisms for monitoring and reasons for the delayed operationalization of the guidelines intended to implementation, monitoring, and reporting responsive and budget despite repeat in National Treasury. The timeline for their finally, indication on whether the financial year of 2026-2027 budget contains specific allocation for the implementation of the recommendation of the Technical Working Group report on gender-based violence, and if so, the detail of the allocation, the implementing agencies, and the programs to be funded, and the expected outcomes. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Bensouda. Finance and National Planning, Kimani, when can you bring a response? First week?
So, Honorable Speaker, I'm thinking of the magnitude of the kind of report that Dr. Bensouda is asking for. We will need like 2 months to bring such a report. You're talking about analysis of the whole budget of the Republic of Kenya and to find out how that budget is responsive to needs of children and gender. That is a very, very detailed report, Honorable Speaker.
So I give
maybe
you
1 month. It's not 2 months.
Including recess, so you bring third week.
Excluding 1 month, excluding recess.
No, bring in the third week after recess.
Thank you.
Yes, David Ocheng.
Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to add my voice onto that particular request.
Yes.
And request my friend, the Chair of Finance Committee, that this isn't an academic question. It is the question. It is the question. And even if you take 3 months, take 3, but give us a report Now our budget responds to what she's asked for. Gender, minorities, PWD, children. It is what's required by our constitution. And equity and all these things. Mr. Speaker, this would really help because I'm working on a bill to mainstream that, and I would want to use the report of that bill, or the report of that committee, to help meet my report. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll do that. Honorable members, we have yes or undo?
Speaker, I'm just wondering, in view of the matter, this is a matter regarding budget review. And I thought the budget review goes to Budget and Appropriation Committee. I'm not so sure how the Finance and National Planning comes into it. And then also to add what my neighbor, Honorable David Ocheng, has stated, could we as well even expand the question to ensure that the budget's unpacked to find out those programs in terms of regional representation, probably to the lowest level of representation, be it the county or the constituency, so that we need to know to what extent does the budget speak for Kenyans and what does it go to all the parts of this country. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You know, it's very strange, the questions you honorable members are asking. You are the ones who passed the budget here. So you can't pass a budget a month ago and come and say you want to know to what extent the budget speaks to Kenyans. I don't understand that, but it's up to the chairman. Kimani, you'll liaise with your budget colleague if you need additional information and bring honorable members. In the public gallery, we have Emmanuel School from Naivasha, Nakuru. Students, when you are mentioned, you stand up to be acknowledged. Then we have Musere Comprehensive School from Eldama Ravine, Baringo, in the public gallery. Then in Speaker's Gallery, we have Kenyatta Secondary School from Nakuru West, Nakuru. And also in the Speaker's Gallery, I wish to introduce to the House a delegation of student leaders from the United States University Africa, United States International University Africa, and members of the Young Diplomats Forum, YDF, who are seated in the Speaker's Gallery. The delegation is visiting the National Assembly as a part of a mentorship program aimed at providing practical legislative, parliamentary governance, parliamentary diplomacy, and the work of the National Assembly, while fostering a deeper appreciation of civic responsibility and public leadership. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome all our visitors this afternoon to the House of Parliament. Next, Dr. Irene Kasalu. Hold on, Irene. Yes, Musa Sirma?
Mr. Speaker, I would like to thank the House for welcoming our visitors who are in the public gallery, the students, and especially from Muserechi Comprehensive School, which are in my constituency. On behalf of the House, I would like to welcome them to Parliament and think about being here in future or become whatever you want to be in your life. But all in all, we are happy that you have visited Parliament. Thank you.
Irene Kasalu, Kitui County.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to request for statement regarding the escalating cases of elephants invasions in Kitui County. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife regarding the escalating cases of elephants invasion in parts of Kitui County. Honorable Speaker, the residents of Makuka, Ilamba, Engamba, Kitumwe, and Gali sublocations in Kitui County have for the last 5 years endured frequent invasions by elephants straying from Savo East National Park and Kora Game Reserve into villages and farmlands. The situation has become increasingly dire, posing a serious threat to the livelihoods and safety of the affected communities. The recurring invasions have also resulted in the destruction of crops that are the main source of food and income for the local households. The elephants have also damaged homes and other properties, forcing residents to spend sleepless nights guarding their farms and living in constant fear of attacks. Honorable Speaker, the situation was tragic last month when a stray elephant killed a lady, Ms. Kavita Maivia, in Kasala area. This unfortunate incident has heightened anxiety among residents who now fear for their lives. Despite numerous reports to the relevant authorities over the years, the response has largely been reactive and inadequate, leaving affected communities vulnerable to continuous loss of life, destruction of property, poor food security, and economic hardship. Honorable Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife on the following. Number one, immediate and long-term measures being taken by the ministry and the Kenya Wildlife Services to address elephants invasion in farms and settlements. And number two, status of compensation for the family of Ms. Kavita Maivia, as well as compensation for farmers and households that have suffered loss of crops, property, and other damages resulting from elephant invasions over the past 5 years. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, sit. Thank you, Kasalu. Chair Tourism. Chair Tourism. Bukose hold brief for majority, inform them to bring a response third week.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of the majority, we'll make sure that the Chair Tourism is well informed. Thank you.
Amos Mwago, Starehe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A request for a statement regarding the implementation of the instant fine system. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding implementation of the instant fines system by the National Transport Safety Authority, NTSA. Honorable Speaker, NTSA recently commenced the implementation of an automated instant fine system that utilizes surveillance cameras to detect traffic offenses and issue instant fines to motorists for minor traffic violations. The system is intended to enhance compliance with traffic laws, promote road safety, and reduce road traffic accidents by enabling the swift enforcement of traffic regulations without necessarily subjecting offenders to lengthy court processes. However, the implementation of the system has generated considerable public concern regarding the adequacy of public sensitization, the presence and visibility of speed limit signage, the fairness of the enforcement process, and the mechanisms available for motorists to challenge fines issued through the automated system. Honorable Speaker, it is again in this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. 1. Evidence that clear and visible speed limits and other traffic signages have been placed in all road sections covered by fine systems, and motorists are adequately sensitized on the operationalization of the system. 2. The plans put in place to ensure other road sections across the country are under the automated instant fine system. And 3. System safeguards put in place to guarantee accuracy and integrity of the instant fine system. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Transport and Infrastructure. Yes, Nabuin, you are a member of the committee?
No, I'm not. Just a rejoinder.
You are joyriding?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, before the last recess, I had given a statement to the same committee over 2 roads that have not been done in my constituency. The response was supposed to come 2 weeks after the recess, But to date, we are headed to another recess, and I haven't received any response. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You can see even the chair is not here. So majority leader has just walked in.
I'm a committee.
Honorable Naika, there is no chair here, there is the speaker.
Yes, but I'm a member of the Committee of Transport.
Yes.
I just wanted to
hold brief for your chair.
Yes, I will brief my
bring
chair.
a response 2 weeks
so that he can
after
brief.
recess.
Yes, Chair.
Yes,
okay, Mr.
Kimani?
Speaker.
So, Honorable Speaker, I would also like to joyride on this particular matter. Honorable Speaker, this issue of fines, instant fines on these motor vehicles, I think it also needs to be rethought on who the fine is to. An example, Honorable Speaker, is if I have 10 vehicles, for example, that I use as Uber, and the drivers who drive them dangerously, and now they are fined, but then it ends up being on the logbook of those particular vehicles, and so it does not deter the behavior of the driver. So perhaps the thinking should be the fines on the driving license of that driver rather than on the logbook. Honorable Speaker, another complication would be those loans, those vehicles that are unknown. Say, for example, the logbook is a joint ownership between the bank, for example, and the borrower. So when now this fine is lodged on the logbook of that particular vehicle, then it affects the lender, who might be the bank or even these other smaller lenders for motorcycles, Honorable Speaker. So I think I would like to be enjoined on that particular case so that I can give my input on that particular fine system, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Naika, he has already left? You are very nomadic, Naika. You bring a response 2 weeks after recess and take into account what the Honorable Member for Molo has said.
Quite obliged, Honorable Speaker.
I will revisit statement number 7, Kazungu Tungule.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And first of all, my apologies for not being there when my statement was called. It was due to very unavoidable circumstances. Honorable Speaker, this is a request for a statement regarding the electrocution of Ms. Rita Mapenzi Kenneth and the safety of electricity infrastructure in Ganze constituency. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to provision of Standing Order number 444-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairman of the Departmental Committee on Energy regarding the electrocution of Ms. Rita Mapenzi Kenneth and the safety of electricity infrastructure in Ganze constituency. Honorable Speaker, on 23rd of May 2026, Ms. Rita Mapenzi Kenneth, a 13-year-old grade 7 pupil at Ganze Primary School, sustained severe injuries after stepping on a live electric wire that was lying on the ground following the collapse of electricity poles while walking home from school. The victim, who was walking home from school, suffered extensive burns, resulting in the amputation of both legs and one arm at Kilifi, and is admitted at Kilifi County Referral Hospital. The matter was reported to Ganze Police Station under OB number 07 23 526 and to the Kenya Power and Lighting Company KPLC offices in Kilifi. However, KPLC has not engaged the family or provided any assistance, leaving them to shoulder the medical expenses and related costs alone. The incident has also raised concerns over the safety of electricity infrastructure in Ganze constituency, where fallen poles, low-lying and exposed live wires continue to pose a serious risk to the residents. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy on the following. Number 1, a report on the incidences of electrocution of Ms. Rita Mapenzi Kenneth and the findings of investigations, if any, conducted by KPLC into the incident. and the action taken against officers found to have been negligent. Number 2, the steps that KPLC has taken to ensure that Ms. Rita Mapenzi Kenneth receives adequate medical care, rehabilitation services, including provision of prosthetic limbs, and fair and timely compensation for the permanent psychological effects of the resultant amputation and disability. Immediate interventions that KPLC has undertaken to inspect, repair, and secure damaged electricity infrastructure, particularly fallen electricity poles and exposed live wires in Ganze constituency. And lastly, the long-term measures put in place by KPLC to strengthen the maintenance, inspection, and monitoring of electricity infrastructure across the country in order to prevent recurrence of similar incidents. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Tungule. Chair Energy, Majority Leader, you can inform them to bring a response.
After the recess.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as I prepare for my statement, allow me to also mention something on the instant fines on this statement by Honorable Mwago. And indeed, the committee has some work to do, but principally to make sure that there is adequate signage and Kenyans know what speed limits are allowed on what kind of road. Expressway, you can do 100 and something. If you're on a feeder road, what is the speed limit that you're supposed to be driving on or at, so that people don't also get unfairly fined because they didn't know. But also to ask Kenyans, Honorable Speaker, to also maintain relatively safe speeding on our roads. Because, Honorable Speaker, the lesser evil to deal with is to deal with fines and penalties than the kind of deaths and loss of life that we have seen, and especially as we move towards the festive seasons at the end of the year. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Majority Leader, is much more than that.
Yes.
Our roads are not just unsafe because of speeding. We have the border problem. I'm sure you have noticed this.
Yes.
We have the Matatu menace. We have overspeeding drivers. We have all manner of problems, and we need a holistic approach to make our roads safe.
Yes.
For everybody.
True, Honorable Speaker, because even our good friends, the border riders, you've seen they keep cutting everybody on the road.
Yes.
And the moment a motorist touches one of them, they all descend on the motorist.
And burn down your car.
Injure the motorists. Honorable Speaker, these are issues that NTSA must be able to deal with. And I believe even this instant fine thing is good because it's also helping us to deal with the cases of corruption within the traffic police department. Police officers, Honorable Speaker, I'm sure even you, they have been lobbying you as they lobby everybody. Every police officer wants to move to the traffic department because they'll be able to solicit bribes there. The way to end this culture of bribery on our roads is to deal with these instant fines. But also we have also issues to deal with, Honorable Speaker, and maybe I may also use this opportunity to speak to our courts. You remember when the government sought to register all phones, IMEA numbers, people went to court. And part of the issues I had the Chair Finance raise are such issues, so that my car is registered to my phone. If I sell that car, when I go to make that transfer, then NTSA must, as a matter of principle, ensure that the person I have sold to has also put his number, whose IMEA number is registered, so that if they contravene the traffic laws, then the fines will go to them, not come to me. But as I said, Honorable Speaker, and as you say, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and probably NTSA and the Ministry of Interior, I hope the Chair, Transport and Infrastructure, I'll ask him to not only engage with NTSA, but to also involve the Traffic Police Department and the Ministry of Interior to see that we have a holistic approach to this issue of traffic. Honorable Speaker, moving on to my Statement on behalf of the House Business Committee pursuant to Standing Order 44-2A. The House Business on Tuesday to prioritize business for consideration during the week.
Yes, what is out of order? You can't be talking while seated.
Mr. Speaker, I actually was requesting your attention so that I could contribute to the discussion rather than a point of order.
I'll give you a minute on the traffic fines.
Yes, yes.
And the madness on our roads.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. But is it not simplistic or easy to pass this particular problem to the NTCA, given the fact that this is a matter that this disorder and anarchy on our streets is deeply rooted in our national culture. The border culture, the matatu culture. This requires a national conversation and a major public education within our community. You cannot leave it simply to an organization like the NTCA. It is like asking the IEBC to deal with the political violence that is rampant in our own country. So I think this matter, having lived in many cities in the world, this city needs a major effort, a major remedy, which I think is beyond the NTCA, and we need all to get involved so that we can be part of that conversation and create the conditions to change the mindset of Kenyans so that we have a country where people abide by rules and where institutions like the police also enforce the rules. But at the moment, even though there are laws against some of those violations, it appears that the problem is so widespread and so enormous that even our police forces cannot deal with it without changing our mindset and our national culture.
Thank you, Hassan. Majority Leader, proceed. To be taken into account when they respond.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2A, I rise to present the following statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Tuesday, 30th June 2026, to prioritize business for consideration during the week. Honorable Speaker, I would like to inform members that the Kamkunji that had been scheduled for Thursday, 2nd July, which is today, to deliberate on stalled housing projects across the country was postponed. In your communication, Honorable Speaker, as you said earlier in the week. And when the House resumes on Tuesday, 28th July 2026, it is expected to consider the following business, some of which is listed in today's order paper. Second reading of the following bills: the Books and Newspapers Amendment Bill of 2025, the Competition Amendment Bill of 2026, and the Business Law Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 51 of 2024. 2 is consideration of motions. The following motions: 1, report on the Kenyan delegation to the 151st Assembly of the Interparliamentary Union, IPU, and related meetings. 2 is a second report on the status of reports on petitions and resolutions. 3, petition regarding the proposal to amend the Consumer Protection Act. 4 is report on the audited financial statements of selected state corporations in the road and transport sector. 5 is a petition on management of hemophilia and other bleeding disorders. And 6, the report on audited financial statements for the National Government Constituency Development Fund. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, I wish to thank members for their dedication throughout this very busy first half of the second part of the 5th session, which ends today evening. As we proceed on the short recess, I wish all members a wonderful rest period as they spend time with their families, discharge their parliamentary and constituency or county obligations, and rejuvenate ahead of the resumption at the end of July. Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee shall reconvene again on Tuesday, 28th July 2026 to schedule business for the rest of the week. I now wish to lay this statement on the table of the House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Musa Sirma. Before that, Musa Sirma, just hold. We have in the public gallery Warugara Prime from Madhioya, Muranga. And in the speaker's gallery, we have Kalalu Girls School from Laikipia East, Laikipia. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the teachers and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Go on, Musa Sirma.
Mr. Pursuant to provision of Section 34(2), as read together with Section 6(1), 8(1), and 23(1), National Government Constituency Development Fund Act Cap 414A, I rise to inform the Honorable House and table a schedule showing the budget ceilings for each of the 290 constituencies for the financial year 2026-2027. Mr. Speaker, the Select Committee on the National Government Constituency Development Fund met with the Acting Chief Executive Officer of the National Constituency Development Fund, NGCDF Board, and received comprehensive briefing on the allocation towards National Government Constituency Development Fund for the financial year 26-27. Mr. Speaker, the committee then considered the approved budget estimates for the financial year 26-27 and the ceilings in accordance with the NGCDF Act Cap 414, which stipulates the mechanism for sharing the allocation. Mr. Speaker, Section 4.1 of the NGCDF Act provides that the annual allocation for the fund shall consist of an amount equivalent to not less than 2.5% of the national government share of revenue, as contained in the annual Division of Revenue Act approved by the National Assembly. Consequently, the National Government Constituency Development Fund has been allocated a total of 61,797,700,000 for the financial year 26-27, representing an increase of 5.1% from the current allocation of 58,797 million. Given the tight fiscal environment and modest increase in this high-performing fund, which has been felt for years, is a step in the right direction towards catalyzing equitable and transformative development intervention across the Republic. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Section 23(1) of the NGCDF Act, on an amount equivalent to 5%, being 3,089,885,000 has been set aside for the administration and operational expenses of the NGCDF board. Consequently, the total amount available for allocation among the 290 constituencies is 58,707,815,000. Mr. Speaker, the allocation of constituencies has been undertaken in accordance with the formula and criteria under Section 34 of the Act, whereby 75% of the amount is distributed equally among all constituencies. 25% is distributed based on the number of wards in each constituency. Accordingly, the equal allocation component amounts to 44,30,800,250, translating to an equal amount of 151 million per of each constituency. The ward-based allocation component amounts to 14,676,953,750, which has been distributed according to the number of wards in each constituency. Mr. Speaker, the table is appended and attached, which I will table immediately. Mr. Speaker, further analysis will indicate that increase in allocation across all categories of constituencies ranges between 8.8 million and 11.3 million, representing a uniform 5.1% compared to the previous financial year 2025-2026. Going forward, the committee will push for higher increment given the development needs the constituencies, and we urge the House to support this endeavor. Mr. Speaker, in compliance with Section 8.1 of the Act, an amount equivalent to 5% of the fund totaling 3,089 1,885,000 served as an emergency fund. Constituencies which are required to ring-fence these funds and shall not allocate them to projects unless circumstances warrant their utilization under the provision of the Act. Honorable Speaker, the committee also noted that pursuant to provision of Section 12(9) and 36(6) of NGCDF Act, appropriation in aid declared by constituencies forms part of allocation. The board reported that 76 constituencies declared A&A amounting to 24,663,624, which has been incorporated into their respective constituency allocation. Of course, rental incomes and all that from the buildings you build. Having considered the submission of the NGCDF board and pursuant to Section 34(2) of National Government Constituency Development Fund Act 2015, I hereby table the schedule of budget ceilings to the 200 constituencies for the financial year 2026-2027 for consideration by this Honorable House. Finally, Honorable Speaker, I take this opportunity to remind and encourage my fellow honorable members to ensure timely submission of the proposed project for the financial year 2026 in compliance with the set deadline of 31st of July 2026. I urge all members to treat this matter with the seriousness it deserves, as adherence to the prescribed timelines is critical to the orderly planning and implementation of projects for the benefit of our respective constituency. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I hereby also add the board the board has prepared a QR code which members could use to monitor whatever is happening in their various constituencies in terms of payment, in terms of implemented projects, and all that. So I'll table also the QR code. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Musa Sirma. Honorable members, that is the end of that long statement time. I'll now ask the clerk to call the next order.
Order number 8, procedural motion, reduction of publication period for specified bills.
Majority Leader. I saw Majority Leader here. Can you search, capture, and bring him here? Majority Leader, procedural motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My apologies. I'm trying to serve too many masters.
Yes.
Had a small engagement at the back of your...
Jesus said you must serve them equally.
I am trying to do that. That is why I asked those ones to come behind the chamber there. Honorable Speaker, allow me to move that pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 120, this House resolves to reduce the publication period for the following bills from 14 days to 13 days. One is a Kenya Intellectual Property Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2026, and two, the Tourism Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2026. Honorable Speaker, this is just a procedural motion, and without anticipating anything, Honorable Speaker, that's on the order paper. These bills are also lined up for first reading, and we want to ensure that then we can reduce the publication period to allow these bills to be published and to commence public participation during this recess period. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move, and I want to request the Honorable Harry Kombe, Mwalimu Harry Kombe, to second.
Yes, Mwalimu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I do second.
Thank you. Sirma, take your seat. Rosa, take your seat. Honorable members, I propose the question at order number 8, which is that pursuant the provisions of Standing Order 120, this House resolves to reduce the publication period of the following bills from 14 days to 13 days. 1, the Kenya Intellectual Property Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2026, and 2, the Tourism Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2026. Do I put the question? Yes. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 8, which is that, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 120, this House resolves to reduce the publication period of the following bills from 14 days to 13 days. 1, the Kenya Property Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2026, and 2, the Tourism Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2026. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 5 of 2022, second reading. Question to be put.
Honorable members, on their feet, take your seats. Take your seats, Selma. You only freeze when you can't be standing, then purport to freeze before the speaker stands up. Honorable members, I'll now put the question at order number 9, which is that the Parliamentary Powers and Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 2020, now read time. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of Parliament, Powers and Privileges Act, to provide for a mechanism through which Parliament is able to receive reports from public officers on resolutions passed by Parliament and for connected purposes. Order number 10, the Kenya Intellectual Property Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2026, first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to give effect to the provisions of Articles 11, 45, and 69 of the Constitution, to provide for the establishment of the Kenya Intellectual Property Authority, to provide for the patents, utility models, and industrial design, to provide for the copyrights and related rights, to regulate on anti-counterfeit measures and regulation of counterfeit goods, and for connected purposes. Order number 11, the Tourism Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2026, first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to amend the Tourism Act and for connected purposes.
Clerk, I'll direct a slight reorganization, members of the order paper, to shift order number 12 so that we go to order number 13, Committee of the Whole, whereafter we can come back to order number 12. So call out order number 13.
Order number 13, Committee of the Whole House.
Hold your horses, members. Have some small communication to hold. Sergeant, hold. Take your seats, those on your feet. Honorable members, this is a communication on the outcome of harmonization of proposed amendments to the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill 2026. Honorable members, you recall that during the afternoon sitting of yesterday, Wednesday, 1st July 2026, I referred proposed amendments to the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2026 to a winnowing process before the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning in accordance with Standing Order 131. I also directed the committee to undertake the exercise and update my office not later than 10 a.m. today, Thursday, 2nd July 2026, so as to guide on the next steps with regard to the processing of the bill in the Committee of the Whole House. Honorable members, I wish to inform the House that I have since received and approved for tabling the report of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on the harmonization of the proposed amendments to the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill 2026. I have already allowed the chairperson of the committee to table the report at order number 5 this afternoon. The report indicates that members who had proposed to the bill, namely the Honorable Carole Omondi MP, the Honorable John Kagusha MP, the Honorable Dr. Wilberforce Ounda MP, the Honorable Mark Mwenje CBS MP, the Honorable Justice Kemei MP, the Honorable Robert Mbui CBS MP, and the Honorable Gitonga Mukunje MP participated in the winnowing process. The leader of the majority party also participated in that process. I wish to commend the committee for expertly shepherding the harmonization process. I also commend the leader of the majority party and the 7 members who had proposed amendments to the bill for appearing before the committee to prosecute their requests. Honorable members, I have confirmed that following consultations, all members yielded their proposals to be taken up by the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning. Notably, the member for Suba South, the Honorable Carole Omondi MP, who had proposed the deletion of all clauses of the bill, which would have resulted to defeat of the bill in its entirety, found it appropriate to abandon that course. The import of his proposal would have amounted to throwing away the baby with the bathwater. Honorable members, given the consensus, I approved publication of a supplemental order paper for today's sitting to include the harmonized proposed amendments to the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill 2026. Honorable members, you will note that the proposed amendments are now in the name of the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning. The amendments will therefore be prosecuted in the usual manner in the Committee of the Whole House under Order number 13. The House is accordingly guided, and I thank you. Honorable members, will you now be upstanding?
Honorable members, all the honorable members, we are now in the Committee of the Whole House for the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2026. Members, this is a long bill, and I wish to request the chairperson of the committee to be very attentive. Members, be attentive so that we're able to move as fast as we can. So let's go ahead.
Clauses 3 and 4.
Members, I propose a question that clauses 3 and 4 be part of the bill, and because the 2 of them have no amendments, I put the question that clauses 3 and 4 be part of the bill. Will another opinion say aye? Will another opinion say nay? Ayes have it.
Clause 5.
Members, I propose a question that clause 5 be part of the bill, and this is an amendment by the chairperson of the Committee of Finance and Planning.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 5 be amended as per the order paper. It's important to mention that this amendment is seeking to clarify what extraordinary shocks are as reference, and we have said that these extraordinary shocks must be extraordinary shocks as a result that will affect macroeconomic stability. So it's not just extraordinary shocks. So because we thought that could be subject to abuse, and it's good to appreciate. We also received amendments from Honorable Undo, Honorable Mwenje, Honorable Carol in this particular clause, which you agreed on last evening under the winnowing process as guided by the Speaker.
Propose the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the Finance and Planning Committee. Members, as this is negotiated and agreed, Honorable Undo, I hope what has been said is the position.
Thank you, Court, that we had a very fruitful engagement last evening, and I'm contented and accept the amendments as agreed as appear in the order paper, and probably as we go on, we'll explain the gist or the reason why we agreed on those amendments. I go on record that I confirm this is the harmonized version.
That's so encouraging. Honorable Undo hardly gets contented. Chairman, you must have done a very good job on Honorable Undo. And well done to the committee. Members, I now put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed. Will ask another opinion say aye? Will ask another opinion say nay? Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 5 as amended be part of the bill. Will ask another opinion say aye? Will ask another opinion say nay? Ayes have it.
Clause 6.
Members, I propose a question that clause 6 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 6 be amended as per the order paper. This Honorable Chair is going to provide for now National Assembly's role in the oversight of the other sources of revenue that will be transferred into the Sovereign Wealth Fund. It's good to appreciate that Honorable Mwenje, Honorable Mbuye, Honorable Karoli had amendments that we agreed we carry on. Honorable Chair.
Members, I propose the question clause 6 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and National Planning. The Honorable Makali Mulu.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Chairman. Honorable Chairman, I must really commend the team for agreeing, because one of the issues of concern cutting across the bill was they were giving a lot of power to the Cabinet Secretary and leaving out the National Assembly. Okay. I really appreciate this amendment.
Great. Members, I now put the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed. Will another opinion say aye? Will another opinion say nay? Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 6 as amended be part of the bill. Will another opinion say aye? Will another opinion say nay? Ayes have it.
Clause 7.
Members, I propose a question that clause 7 be part of the bill, and because there's no amendment to it, I put the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. Will another opinion say aye? Will another opinion say nay? Ayes have it.
Clause 8.
Members, I propose a question that clause 8 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 8 be amended as per the order key paper. Honorable Chair, this amendment is seeking to provide clarity on the total allocations to each component. As currently drafted, the bill gave the CS, the Cabinet Secretary, discretion to determine proportions into each of the three components. It's important to mention that Honorable Undo, Honorable Mwenje, Honorable Kokushi, Honorable Mbuye, and Honorable Karoli had amendments to this clause that we agreed on. Honorable Chair, just for a minute, I think it's very important to notify this House that we did prescribe now in law that 30% of the amount that is being collected from in the holding account shall be transferred into the future generations component. So we are guaranteeing that of all that will come into the fund, Honorable Speaker, 30% of this must be reserved for future generations, so that our children's children can also found the wealth that we created for them, Honorable Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Undo.
Honorable Chair, I just want to emphasize the point.
Honorable Undo, wait a minute. Members, I propose a question that clause 8 be amended as proposed by the Chair. Honorable Undo.
I just want also to join my colleague in putting this very clear, that we deliberated and agreed. There's a future generation, there's current generation. When is the future? The future starts now as we speak, and it will continue to come. In any case, whatever we're investing now, we're investing for the future. So generally, there is a very good harmony. There shouldn't be any chaos of what. Thank you, I support.
Remember, I propose a question that clause 8 be amended as proposed. As one of the opinions say aye. As many opinions say nay. Ayes have it. Members, I now put the question that clause 8 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clauses 9 and 10.
Members, I put the question that clauses 9 and 10 be part of the bill, and because there's no amendment to the same, I put the question that clauses 8 and 9 and 10 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye, as many other opinions say nay, ayes have it.
Clause 11.
Members, I propose the question that clause 11 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 11 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to enhance prudent use of these resources by specifically requiring that their withdrawal must be subject to approval by the control of budget. In any withdrawal or transfer from the subvention component, this will further align with Article 228 of the Constitution. The bill further provided that transfer to the subvention component will cease when the component grows to 10 billion shillings. This we felt was too prescriptive, and we noted that the target could easily be surpassed. It's important to appreciate that we received good feedback and amendments that were proposed by Honorable Undo, Honorable Kogushi, Honorable Karoli on this particular amendment. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
All members, I propose a question that clause 11 be amended as proposed. Duro Makali Mulu.
Yeah, Honorable Chairman, another good amendment. Honorable Chairman, it's important that any money being withdrawn from the our consolidated fund should be approved by the control of budget for purpose of monitoring the expenditure, Honorable Speaker. So this is another good one. And I also like the idea of removing the 10 billion because that was quite also restrictive.
Thank you. All members, I put the question now that clause 11 be amended as proposed. Will as another opinion say aye? As many the contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it. Members, I now put the question that clause 11 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinion say aye. As many the contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it.
Clause 12.
All members, I propose the question that clause 12 will be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 12 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, again, we received a lot of feedback on this particular clause from Honorable Undo, Honorable Justice Kimei, and Honorable Karoli. This amendment, as proposed in the order paper, is seeking to clarify that the strategic infrastructure investment component will not finance projects similar to those that are being financed by the National Infrastructure Fund Act, as was approved just a few weeks by this House. Honorable Chair, thank you.
Members, I propose the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed by the Chair. The Honorable Justice.
Chair, I want to confirm that as much as I had an amendment to this clause, the position taken by the Finance Committee Chair, I wholly agree with it. And I want to also join my colleagues to say the winnowing process that we went through yesterday, we wish we could be going through such a process in all other committees whenever bills are involved. They reduce the time of lawmaking, and they bring about, agreement, consensus whenever bill is being done. Honorable Professor Undo, Honorable, and the other colleagues who were there yesterday, we really agree with what the committee did. Much appreciated, Chair.
Thank you. Members, I now put the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed. As many other opinions say aye, as many other contrary opinions say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 12 was amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye, as many other contrary opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 13.
Members, I propose the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. Because there's no amendment to it, I put the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye, as another opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 14.
Members, I propose the question. I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 14 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to correct a clerical error by now referencing the correct component being the strategic infrastructure investment component. I'm very, very proud, Honorable Chair, saying correct a clerical error by now referencing. Otherwise, I would have found it very difficult to pronounce those particular R's and L's. This amendment is seeking to enhance prudent use of these resources by specifically requiring the approval again by control of budget in any of the withdrawals. This is in line with Article 228 of our Constitution. And further, the amendment is seeking to make it clear that instead of monies for projects being transferred to the consolidated fund
for remission to the relevant agencies carrying out the projects, they should now be remitted directly from the component to the relevant agencies. We note that the first charge in the consolidated funds is servicing of public debt, and so for efficiency in carrying out of projects, these monies now will be paid directly to the agencies that will be implementing this particular project. It's important to appreciate that Honorable Undo, Honorable Kogusha, Honorable Karoli had proposed amendments for this clause, which after winning exercise yesterday, we all agreed upon. Thank you.
Thank you, members. I propose a question that clause 14 be amended as proposed. The Honorable Undo and Honorable Makali agree. You allow us to just proceed unless you want to add something. The Honorable Makali.
Yeah, you know, Honorable Chairman, clause 14A talks about the issue of the control of budget. But now when you come to C, B talks about control of budget. I was just seeking clarification whether a central bank account, because this will be the holding account, whether it will be subject to the control of budget. We need to have that reassurance, Mr. Chairman, because I don't think legally the control of budget has access to an holding account in the Central Bank of Kenya.
Honorable Chair, go ahead.
So it's important also to acknowledge, Honorable Chair, Article 228 of our Constitution only gives a mandate of withdrawal of funds from the consolidated funds to be subject to approval by COB. By now providing expressly here that withdrawals for this particular holding account, then it must also be approved by COB, then that provision is therefore necessary. Otherwise, without making that provision expressly in the sovereign wealth fund law, then that fund will not be subject to seeking withdrawal from the COB.
All members, I think this makes a lot of sense. I therefore put the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. As when the opinion say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 14 as amended be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As when the opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 15.
Members, I propose a question that clause 15 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 15 be amended as per the other paper. There's amendment seeking to ensure that infrastructure investments under the future generations component are carried out to support future generations.
Members,
I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose a question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. I think this is very straightforward. Members, I therefore put the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. As many that opinion say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 15 as amended be part of the bill. Say aye. As many of the opinions say nay, ayes have it.
Clause 16.
Remember, as clause 16, I propose the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. Because there's no amendment, I put the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. As many of the opinions say aye. As many of the opinions say nay, ayes have it.
Clause 17.
I propose the question, members, that clause 17 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 17 be amended as per the order paper. This again is going to provide clarity that and authority that any withdrawals from the subvention component fund must also be subject to approval by the controller of budget. And we had amendments proposed by Honorable Undo, Honorable Kogusha, Honorable Karoli, and Honorable Mukonji on this particular clause, which we agreed upon winnowing. Thank you.
Members, I propose a question that clause 17 be amended as proposed by the Chair, Finance and Planning Committee. I put the question, Honorable Mukonji.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Chair. And I want first to congratulate the Chair of Finance for getting a better route to solve the issue of amendments through having a sitting as a committee with the members having these amendments. Honorable Chair, one of the biggest challenge that I was seeing in this bill is the issue of oversight. Honorable Chair, we were looking at how to make this House the controller of budget and everybody that is supposed to know how these monies are being spent, Honorable Chair, to exactly know whether they can be misused. And Honorable Chair, we fully agreed with the committee and its amendment that, Honorable Chair, all withdrawals of these monies must be approved by the controller of budget. So, Honorable Chair, we don't move very far away from oversight.
Thank you, members. I therefore put the question that clause 17 Be amended as proposed. Will as another opinion say aye? Will as those of opinion say nay? Ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 17 as amended be part of the bill. Will as another opinion say aye? Those of the contrary opinion say nay. Ayes have it. Order. The Honorable
Clauses 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26.
Members, I propose a question that clauses 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26 be part of the bill. And because there have no amendments to them, I now put the question that clauses 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As many that opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 27.
Members, I propose the question that clause 27 is part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 27 be amended as the order paper. This amendment is seeking to ensure that the fund investment policies that are developed by the board must be approved by Cabinet and the National Assembly, so that we make sure that National Assembly has proper oversight, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chairperson, on this particular fund. It's important to appreciate that the Honorable Mwenje, the Honorable Leader of Minority, Honorable Mbui, had proposed amendments to this particular clause, which we agreed upon winnowing.
I propose a question that clause 27 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning Committee. The Honorable Mwenje, is that you? Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, let me just take this opportunity to support this amendment and also thank the Finance Chair for yesterday when we did the winnowing. We were able to agree on quite a number of these clauses, and this was one of them. So thank you, Honorable
Members, I put the question, therefore, that clause 27 be amended as proposed. Opinion say aye. As many of the opinion say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 27 as amended be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As many of the opinion say nay. Ayes have it. Members, I propose the question that part of the bill, and because it's an amendment, I put the question that clause 28 be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As many of the opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 29.
All members, I propose the question that clause 29 be part of the bill. Chair. Clause 29 be part of the bill. Go ahead.
So, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 29 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to provide for an opportunity for the youth in serving as chairperson or members of the board by reducing the number of years served in senior management leadership. Chairperson, we calculate, if we carry this amendment, that want to serve as a chairperson or a member of the board, if you needed 10 years of continuous management experience, then that means you may not have anybody there who is anywhere between 30 years of age. That means it's only be those 50 that will only get a chance to serve the board. So by reducing this number of years from 10 to 5, then that was going to give an opportunity to young people across the country to serve as a chairperson of the board.
Members, I propose the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance Planning Committee. Members, I put the question. Honorable Meli, you want to say something on this?
Thank you. I want to commend the Chair and the committee because the youth actually are consideration, and this bill, as its sovereign wealth functions, bring them on board and be part of the decision making. I support that.
Honorable Mbui.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Chair had also proposed amendment on that one about the academic qualifications. I notice sometimes we are keen on putting a degree in law, in economics, in accounting, in finance matters, and I was even concerned might it to do with the leadership of the House for a few years, because we've had in this House majority and minority side. And I'd propose that maybe we could have people with a degree in education, engineering, and other. I was convinced that the education people, those ones that are teachers, are already qualified by virtue of the fact that they are the ones who teach economics and all these other things. So I dropped my amendment. Thank you, Chairman.
Where do you belong, sir?
Sorry?
Where do you belong, sir?
Sorry?
Where do you belong yourself?
Education.
Okay. Teachers, all and the teachers, everything. All members, I now put the question, members, that clause 29 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. As many of the opinion say nay, I now put the question members that clause 29 as amended be part of the bill. As many of the opinion say aye. As many of the opinion say nay, ayes have it.
Clauses 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34.
All members, I propose the question that clauses 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 33, and 34 be part of the bill. I now put the question, members, because there's no amendment, that clauses 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay, ayes have it.
Clause 35.
Members, I propose the question that clause 35 is part of the bill. Chair, clause 35.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 35 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to provide clarity that the bachelor's degree has to be relevant to the field, to the fund management for a person to be qualified to be appointed as a CEO. Further, this amendment is seeking to clarify that the Salaries and Remuneration Commission shall advise the Cabinet Secretary on the terms and conditions of the CEO, which is consistent with Article 234B of the Constitution. Honorable Chairperson, on clause 29, just to allay the leader of minorities' fears, the provision there reads that someone who holds a degree in economics, finance, accounting, law, banking, or any other or other relevant field from a university recognized in Kenya. So I want to confirm that even education is a relevant field in Kenya, Honorable Speaker.
All members, I propose a question that clause 35 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. I put the question, members, that clause 35 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. As another opinion say nay. Ayes have it. And I put the question, members, that clause 35 as amended be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As those of opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 36.
Members, I propose a part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 36 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to provide clarity for removal from the office of the Chief Executive Officer.
Members, I propose a question that clause 36 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. I put the question that clause 36 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. As those of opinion say nay. Ayes have it. And I put the question that clause 36 as amended be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. Those of opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 37.
Members, I propose a question that clause 37 be part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 37 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to clarify on the role of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission in advising the board on the terms and conditions of the staff and in the board. And this, Honorable Chairperson, is consistent with Article 230B4 of our Constitution.
Members, I propose the question that clause 37 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. I put the question that clause 37 be amended as proposed. Will as another opinion say aye. And those of the opinion say nay. Ayes have it. And I put the question that clause 37 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. Those of the opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clauses 38 and 39.
Members, I propose the question that clauses 38 and 39 be part of the bill. There being no amendments to them, I now put the question that clauses 38 and 39 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 40.
Members, I propose the question that clause 40 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 40 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to provide clarity on the penalty provision, which is consistent with drafting practice and meaning. Honorable Chairperson, it's important to mention that clause 43 sets out a very strict penalty. A person who contravenes subsection 1 commits an offence is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 5 million shillings or imprisonment not exceeding 2 years, Honorable Chairperson. I beg to move.
All members, I propose a question that clause 40 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. I now put the question that clause 40 be amended as proposed. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. I now put the question, members, that clause 40 as amended be part of the bill. I'll take that again. Oh, members, I now put the question that clause 40 be amended as proposed. Will as other opinion say aye? Those of the opinion say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 40 as amended be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As those opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clauses 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45.
Members, I propose a question that clauses 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45 be part of the bill. And there being amendments to them, I now put the question that clauses 41, 42, 43, 41, 45 be part of the bill. As many of the opinion say aye, as many of the opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 46.
Members, I propose the question that clause 46 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 46 be amended for the other paper. This amendment is seeking to clarify and especially expressly prohibit against securitization or using the future generations component as collateral for borrowing by a government entity.
Members, I propose the question that clause 46 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. The Honorable Mukunji.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. This was a very important amendment, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, because we know now this country has gotten a new way of borrowing. I don't want to say hideously, but Honorable Speaker, we have to actually make sure that this fund is well is put in a way that it cannot one day disappear after it has been securitized. Honorable Speaker, I'm very happy with the committee in the agreement of this amendment. Honorable Speaker, we should do the same to a number of other funds that have been passed by this House to ensure the regime cannot come and clear them out, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mayaka.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also want to support this particular amendment in this clause because it's very important for us to have a specific component of ensuring that we are safeguarding the future generation component. So I applaud it and I do support it. Thank you.
And Honorable Ruto.
Chair, thank you so much. I also want to support this. It's a good move to ensure that the spirit of this particular bill, which seeks to utilize our natural resources with a definite timing in terms of depletion for the purpose of now and the purpose of tomorrow. Nonetheless, to say, again, it's good to remind my good friend Mogunji. From his presentation, he seemed to be attacking that there is a tendency of securitization to understand the implication and the context about securitization. It's not a question of securitizing every money. This particular bill is seeking to divine the natural resources that we are endowed with and the utilization of it for the purpose of giving services and opportunities for now, tomorrow, and in future. And there is no way this money can be securitized for other purposes.
Thank you. Members, I now put the question that clause 46, the amendment as proposed. As many other opinions say aye, as many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 46 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye, or the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clauses 47 and 48.
Members, I propose the question that clauses 47 and 48 be part of the bill, and there will be an amendments to them. I put the question that clauses 47 and 48 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye, or the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 49.
Members, I propose the question that clause 49 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 49 be amended as per the order paper. This particular amendment is clerical as it just seeks to align with the title under paragraph 6, which is investment fund manager and not investment manager. Honorable Kagushia and Honorable Karori had the similar amendment which he carried on after winnowing.
Members, I propose the question that clause 49 be amended as proposed. These clerical members, I put the question that clause 49 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it. And now put the question that clause 49 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many other opinions say aye? Will as many other opinions say nay? Ayes have it.
Clause 50.
Members, I propose the question that clause 50 be part of the bill. And there being no amendment, I now put the question that clause 50 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 51.
Members, I propose the question that clause 51 be part of the bill. Mover. Clause 51, mover.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that Clause 51 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to align the period of submitting the financial statements with the provisions of the Public Finance Management Act from 6 months to 3 months, and that the financial statement shall be consolidated for each of the components.
Members, I propose a question. 1 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. I now put the question, members, that Clause 51 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. As another opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Members, I now put the question that Clause 51 as amended be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As another opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 52.
Members, I propose the question that Clause 52 be part of the bill. There being no amendment, I put the question that Clause 52 be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye. As many of the opinion say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 53.
Members, I propose the question that Clause 53 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that Clause 53 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to enhance details of the report that is submitted by the board to include details of all the fees paid to investment fund managers and any other in order to safeguard the fund. Honorable Chair, we sought this particular amendment because there has been a risk of fees being paid that are exaggerated, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, then that will erode the purpose of the fund. So by restricting on this and making sure that the details of the fees paid and commissions paid must be reflected in the financial statements is very progressive.
Members, I propose the question that Clause 53 be amended as proposed. I now put the question that Clause 53 be amended as proposed. Will as many other opinions say aye? Will as many of those opinions say nay? Ayes have it. And now put the question, members, that Clause 53 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 54.
Members, I propose the question that Clause 54 be part of the bill. There being no amendment, I put the question that Clause 54 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 55.
Members, I propose the question that Clause 55 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that Clause 56 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to increase the period to which
it's Clause 55.
55. So I beg to move that Clause 55 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chairperson, this amendment is seeking to align the penalty provision to move away from mandatory minimum sentencing, while at the same time enhancing the penalty in order to safeguard the fund and ensure there is compliance with the Act, Honorable Chair.
Members, I propose the question that Clause 55 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. There being no debate, I put the question that Clause 55 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it. And now put the question that Clause 55 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 56.
Members, I propose the question that Clause 56 be part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that Clause 56 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to increase the period to which the board shall submit a report to the fund, the report of the fund to the National Treasury for transmission to the Auditor General and subsequently to the National Assembly from 1 month to 3 months before the general election. This is, Honorable Chair, to cater for a period within which the National Assembly goes sine die.
Members, I propose a question that Clause 56 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning. Members, I put the question that Clause 56 be amended as proposed. As another opinion say aye. As many of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it. And now put the question, members, that Clause 56 as amended be part of the bill. As many of the opinions say aye. As many of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clauses 57, 58, and 59.
Members, I propose the question that Clauses 57, 58, and 59 of the bill be part of the bill. There being no amendments, I put the question that Clauses 57, 58, and 59 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye. As many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 60.
Members, I propose the question that Clause 60 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Yes, Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that Clause 6 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to provide for public officers on secondment to the fund to be interim managers and staff of the fund. This will ensure that the Act is implemented without delay, but also with less costs by utilizing public officers on secondment. The limited period seeks also to ensure that there is no abuse of unnecessary extending the period of the interim manager and staff during the transition period. Further, the amendment is seeking to provide clarity on the terms and the conditions of interim manager and staff. Honorable Chairperson, it's good to appreciate that the Honorable Undo, Honorable Kagush, and Honorable Karoli had amendments to this particular clause, which we agreed on upon winnowing.
Members, I propose a question, therefore, that Clause 60 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and National Planning. Honorable Undo.
Chair, in my amendment, I had sought a shorter period of 3 months, but understanding the intricacies in appointing ministers, I accept. The idea is to avoid the long stay without an interim manager and use third parties. That's why we had said it must be a serving state officer so that we minimize the cost. And I do hope and pray that on secondment, they will not come and ask called the duty allowances that will erode the value of the fund. Thank you, I support.
Members, I now put the question that Clause 6 to be amended as proposed. As many other opinions say aye, and as many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question that Clause 60 as amended be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye, as many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 61.
Members, I propose the question that Clause 61 be part of the bill. There being no amendment, I now put the question that Clause 61 be part of the bill. As many other opinions say aye, as many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
First schedule.
Members, I propose the question that the first schedule be the first schedule of the bill. There being no amendment, I put the question that the first schedule be the first schedule of the bill. As many other opinions say aye, those opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Second schedule.
Members, I propose the question that the second schedule be the second schedule of the bill. And there being no amendment to the schedule, I now put the question that the second schedule be the second schedule of the bill. As many other opinions say aye, as many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Third schedule.
All members, I propose the question that the third schedule be part of the bill. Honorable Chair, you have an amendment to the third schedule of the bill.
Yes, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the third schedule be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to provide a capping to the amount paid to an investment fund manager to 2% of the investment in the qualifying instrument. This is to ensure that there is prudent utilization of the funds.
Members, I propose a question that the third schedule of the bill be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and National Planning. I now put the question that the third schedule be amended as proposed by the Chair. As many other opinions say aye, as many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that the third schedule as amended be the third schedule of the bill. Will as many other opinions say aye, will as many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Fourth schedule.
Members, I propose the question that the fourth schedule be the fourth schedule of the bill. Chair, you have an amendment.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the fourth schedule be amended as per the order paper. This is a consequential amendment that is seeking now to clarify how the royalties shall be paid into the sovereign wealth fund by amending Section 186 of the Mining Act.
Members, I propose the question that the fourth schedule be amended as proposed by the Chair of Finance and Planning Committee. I now put the question that the fourth schedule be amended as proposed. As many other opinions say aye, as many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it. Members, I now propose the question that the fourth schedule as amended be the fourth schedule of the bill. As many other opinions say aye, and as many other opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 2.
Honorable members, I propose the question that Clause 2 be part of the bill. Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that Clause 2 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is seeking to clarify that the national government's share in minerals and petroleum royalties is the one that's being referred to the Sovereign Wealth Fund. This amendment, the amendment on extraordinary shocks is to also provide clarity that these extraordinary shocks can only be shocks as that have been affected by macroeconomic stability. It's also important to mention, Honorable Chair, that the Honorable Undo, the Honorable Mwende, Honorable Mukunji, and Honorable Karoli had amendments to this particular clause.
Honorable, I propose a question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the Chair. Honorable Undo.
As we come to the tail end, let me also commend the team for being understanding and caring about the welfare of the people of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, they are under the definition of extraordinary shocks, the way it was defined in the bill, as currently it was weird, too long and too much, and we applied our minds. Quite a number of us who sat in that meeting yesterday have had economic lectures, several units. So we understand what we are talking about, and we want to ask those who have not just agree with us, and let's move on. Thank you.
Members, I now put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the Chair. As another opinion say aye, another opinion say nay. Ayes have it. Members, I now put the question that clause 2 as amended be part of the bill. As another opinion say aye, as many of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Title.
Members, I propose the question that the title be the title of the bill. And there being no amendment, I put the question that the title be the title of the bill. As many of the opinions say aye, as many of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Clause 1.
Members, I propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. And there being no amendment, I put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. As many of the opinions say aye, as many of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it. Members, that marks the end of the committee of the whole House, and thank you for your attention and patience. I now, and the beginning of the new Kenya, where winnowing becomes the order of the day, and members agree. Honourable members will agree with you that towards the tail end of Parliament, this often works and works very well for all of us. I now call upon the mover of the bill to move the same for reporting.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration on the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2026, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Members, I now put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 2026, and its approval thereof with amendments. As many of the opinions say aye, as many of the opinions say nay. Ayes have it.
Honorable members, Mr. Speaker.
Chairman.
The Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 2026, and approved the same with amendments.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said reports, and also request the Honorable Naomi Wako to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable Speaker, I second.
Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I put the question?
Yes.
Honorable members, I put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Sovereign Wealth Fund Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2026, be now read a third time. Honorable Speaker, as I request the Honorable Peter Kaluma to second, allow me, Honorable Speaker, to also take this opportunity to thank the members, first those who contributed during the debate in second reading, and more importantly, the members of the Finance and National Planning, including the Honorable Peter Opondo Kaluma, and many other members, including CPA Ruto, the one and only chairperson of that committee who took us through a very rigorous winnowing process last night. Honorable Speaker, may I report to you that the communication you did, we closed our meeting at slightly past 9 p.m. under the very able leadership and chairmanship of Honorable Kimani Kuria, the member for Molo. And Honorable Speaker, may I also take this opportunity to thank all the members, Honorable Oundo, Honorable Mukunji, Honorable Karoli Omondi, the leader, Deputy Leader of Minority, Honorable Robert Mbui, the Honorable Mwenje, our Deputy Minority Whip, the Honorable Makali Mulu, and Honorable Speaker, there are people who are soliciting for a mention.
Even Kuroria proposed amendments.
But I am only mentioning the members who are...
The FIFA World Cup 2026, hosted by the Triumvirate of Canada, Mexico and the United States of America, promises to be blissful. Explore the most exciting edition of the tournament to date as 48 teams from around the globe compete in 104 fixtures across 16 host cities. We celebrate culture, friendship, and more importantly, monetizing talent. At this first ever Tri-National World Cup from 11th of June to 19th of July 2026. Just like the formidable 10 African nations represented, be at the center of the FIFA World Cup 2026. 34 free-to-air matches live on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Life changes, and so can your insurance. In the event you are unable to pay your life insurance premiums for some reason, and you have paid your premiums for at least 3 years, don't worry, your premiums haven't gone to waste. Your policy may remain in force under paid-up value, giving you reduced but valuable cover with no extra premium payments. It is recommended that you do not cancel your policy before maturity to receive the full benefits of your policy. Talk to your insurance company in the event you have challenges paying your insurance premium. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA, Bima Bora kwa Taifa.
I've been sucking up for so long, but in the end, you've chosen to surrender your life.
What's done is done. Let's do this.
Wow! How's that possible? Why'd you choose Chow Yan-bin?
For the last 5 years, he's the only one who is willing to go there.
Is that everything then?
He's not afraid of you.
on it. DJ pull up the vibe, getting fun. No feeling my stance, feeling my flow. A girl from Wooded, they ready to go on, yeah.
City, we all like to party.
Hello, hello, nimekuja na tangazo.
Hapo bra staki kusikia.
Hii ni moto.
This is how we do it, yeah. And yeah, we do it like that.